and welcome back to the channel. So today's video is on crashing. It's taken me 10 years, but I have had my first crash. I spoke about it on social media, and on there I've gone through the kit I was using when I went down, how it happened and all that. So if you don't follow me on the socials, do give me a follow and you'll get a bit more info about what happened. So it was quite a fast crash and could have been very nasty. We were on a private road and basically we were doing a photo shoot. So it was all enclosed, private, safe, secure, etc. And what happens is we were doing what's called rollers, where you're behind a car and we were going in formation. And what happened was simply no one's fault, just a breakdown in communication, which obviously would have been avoided if we were running comms, or if we just basically asked the question about what to do with regards to formation. So we went down the runway in formation, did our roller, turned around at the bottom, and then we got out of formation. And now I assumed, and we all know what it is about assuming, it makes an ass of me and you. And basically I assumed after a period of time we were staying in this new formation. Just as I assumed this, I thought it would make a great shot for me to gun through the middle of the lads at full pelt. At that point, one of the lads thought, oh, I'm going to move back to the original formation. And he did a full shoulder check and everything, but unfortunately at that point, I was doing 130. I never saw the shoulder check because I'm like this in the bubble, just absolutely pinning it, and then look up and I've got 2 seconds to react. And it was a case of, oh shit. I've replayed that in my mind over and over. Could I have avoided it by swerving? 130 mile an hour swerve, my skill's not good enough for that. I think I made the right call, which was to brake. Unfortunately, however, there just wasn't enough time to brake. So what happened is I broke after a second of braking. I thought this isn't going to happen. I had to brake even harder, which then created an endo, full endo, like the wheels above my head. I then landed on the gentleman in front and gave him an 80 mile an hour hug, because I think I managed to peel off about 130 down to 80. He then carried me for about a second and a half, 2 seconds, which was fortunate because it took me away from my bike, which was now going over on itself and sliding backwards down the road. And then I fell off and probably hit the tarmac at about 60-70 miles an hour. Now first, massive congrats that he managed to keep the bike up, because that's no mean feat either, if someone smacks into the back of you at 80 miles an hour, being able to hold the bike up. So he did, brought me away. I've hit the tarmac at about 60-70 miles an hour and then rolled and slid for about 20 meters. The kit did its job. It did absolutely fantastic because my damage to my body was minimal. Where I've flown off the bike, my left foot has obviously hit the foot peg, and that's given me a nasty bruise just below my toes, but nothing broken. I had a bruise on my right elbow, and where my hand went down, and this is actually the gloves I was in when I went down, these Knox are fantastic. My hand obviously banged on the floor. You can see where the stitching's come away a little bit there, but that's the only bit of stitching that's moved. And basically I slid along, and where it's banged on the floor against my wedding ring, my pinky finger has got swollen. But aside from that, it's that's pretty much the only damage to me. And then the right hand side of the bike picked up a bit of damage, but the frame slider managed to save from a total catastrophe. So at the point of recording this video, it's been about 2 weeks since I crashed, and during that time the bike has been in to be repaired. So I haven't been on the bike for 2 weeks, and I've only been on the bike for the last 2 days, so yesterday and today. And I gotta say, you know, there's a bit of nerves getting on the bike. Once I was on the bike, I was very ginger. It didn't help that I put new tyres and new brake pads on as well, so the bike obviously doesn't feel as sharp as it should while all that is bedding in. But what I've been experiencing is like here now, where I close in on cars like I would before. that is starting to scramble my mind a little bit, because obviously I've come hurtling towards somebody, braking hard, so there's a bit of memory, if you like, that's sort of haunting me a little bit. And I say this, and it's not really that extreme, but it's something that could put people off, you know, after a crash. And it's the old adage, get back on the horse. So that's what I've done. I've got myself back on the bike, I've got myself out, I've gunned it a few times, but at the same time, sometimes gunning it, I'm just like, well, I can't keep it pinned like I used to. Obviously with the brakes as well, coming on the brakes hard. So it's just a case of easing yourself back in, or it is in my case. Everybody is completely different. If you've stumbled across this video, it's because you probably have had a crash and you're looking to learn from somebody else. The only advice I can give to you is keep going. Get back on, get out there and do what you love, because if you don't, bad news never ages well. So you're only going to make things worse in your head. And the thing is, you need to just get back on, and time's a great healer. You will soon forget what happened in the crash. Obviously everybody's crash is different, everybody's circumstance is different, everybody's body in healing is different. You've got to do what works for you. If somebody's saying, oh, come out, don't be a pussy, and you really don't want to go out, don't fucking go out. But at the same time, even if you're just going down the road, turn around and come back. It's the same as my anxious video, getting out there riding anxious. It's the same thing. You just need to suck it up, get on the bike and just do the bare minimum, if that's all you can do. But just get on the bike, put all your kit on, sit on the bike with the engine running, even if you don't go anywhere. And then the next day, go to the bottom of your street, pretend you forgot something, turn around and come back. If you can, obviously just get out and do what I'm doing, just see mates, just ride around, just pick stuff up. I needed to pick up bar end mirrors and all this jazz. And then just ease yourself into gunning it, not gunning it, country roads. I mean, myself, I've just gone balls deep and just done everything, and certain points I thought, oh, that's a little bit much, I'll slow down, whereas before I wouldn't. But it's a time thing. But the main thing is admit it. That's why I'm doing this video. Big burly bikers don't want to admit, suck it up and get on with it. No, do what you need to do, but ultimately you need to get back on the bike, if you're not going to quit riding entirely, that is, as some people might. And to do that, you need to find a reason to get on, and you need to either slowly build yourself up or just go balls deep and fight with your mind.
Future Dom here, and I just wanted to end this video with a follow-up from doing what I said I would do, which is going balls deep. And since the recording of this video, I went to Germany and did over 2,000 miles out there with a group of lads on many different roads. It was the first time going abroad for me as well. Also gone to the peaks, done a weekend down there, a lot of riding, as well as your usual weekend riding and bits and bobs. And I got to say, it's done the trick. Do I think about the crash? No, not really. Do I think about it when I'm walking up to my bike? Definitely not. Do I think about it when I'm on it? No. I mean, if a car pulls out in front of me, you still get that, you know, that you always get, you know, your spider senses going off. But my mind no longer goes to the crash. It does a little bit afterwards, but it doesn't straight away. So what I can say is what worked for me was getting out there and just riding, just, you know, repetitive. So if you've been in a crash, you know, what I can say is, for me, just going out, doing it over and over and over again, just so it becomes the norm. And it worked for me. I hope it would work for you. Take it at your own pace. And yeah.
They say you should do something every day that scares you. So here it is, getting on and conquering your fears. As always, guys, I hope this video was useful. Please, a like and a subscribe is appreciated, but a share in this case is even more appreciated, because I want to get the message out to people that if you do feel a bit PTSD, if you do feel a bit, I can't cope with, you know, going out and riding, then please share this video to let people know they're not alone. It's perfectly natural and normal, and you will overcome it. My DMs are open for anybody who wants to chat about it. And as always, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you on the next video. Thank you.